floodwaters from Buckhorn Lake continue to flood the confluence community of Leslie County. Many people are now needing to use a boat to get food. I'll have more details coming up.
And crews continue their cleanup efforts after a train derailed in Pike County last Thursday. I'll tell you the latest. Rain chances will increase overnight and into tomorrow. I'll have more on that coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
We've been keeping you up to date on flooding across the region. Almost everyone is starting to dry out now, except for a community in Leslie County. As Buckhorn Lake's water is released from the dam, the community of Confluence floods. The only way in or out is on a boat, which is where WYMT's Connor James spent his day.
Okay, so it did start good.
After a quick test, this John boat is backed into the water.
How far down you want to come?
And off we go.
That's good right there, I think.
Magistrate John Newell and 2 others travel up and down this river.
Fortunately, we haven't had any medical emergencies.
They're bringing groceries to the dozens of homes blocked off here.
I'm hoping that any of them that hear the motor will come out. If they need something, will come out and let us know.
And we're not alone out here. This site
got a boat coming.
Has become kind of common.
Need any food? Okay, good.
For those who have them, boats are the main means of travel. But even then, it's dangerous.
Well, you got cables, you got stumps. One section down there is a swinging bridge.
Cables like this can create some tense moments.
Oh, get it up, get it up, get it up.
We passed over this cable twice.
Yes.
But for the boatless, they sit stuck.
Checking on her, mate. Yeah.
Dropping off food.
Hello.
And serving some small talk is the most that can be done for them.
This helps us a whole lot. Around here, we can't, neither one of us on this family can't get out.
Delano Baker stocks up every year. He's one of the several stops.
Yep, that's the only way out right here.
Because as you can see, he's stranded. And it's a story we seem to see.
It does get frustrating.
Almost every year.
And I'm sure more so for the people that are down here. And
the story, though.
Yep, they know what to expect.
This community is hesitantly adapting to. In Confluence, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, water levels have lowered some since the weekend. Officials are hoping some people will be able to get out by later this week. Many local people and businesses contributed donations. Well, I talked to 90th District State Representative Derek Lewis about the recent flooding in Confluence and across eastern Kentucky this morning during a taping of Issues and Answers.
You know, altogether, this has happened several years, and especially the people down in the Confluence Trace branch area of Leslie County, you know, my heart goes out to those people. And so when all this was happening, one of the first things I did is I had a meeting with the governor and Rocky Atkins, and they pledged their support on both the front end and back end in terms of emergency management.
Now, we also talked with Lewis today about the legislation moving through Frankfort right now. You can see the full interview tonight at 7 here on WYMT. Well, it's been a week or more since floodwaters devastated some areas of southeastern Kentucky. Some people will have to replace everything inside their homes. Several relief groups are responding to the area. WYMT's Phil Pendleton tells us what they are doing.
We're going to have about 25 people down here working.
Dave Hampton is used to traveling great distances to help others who have lost nearly everything.
Our idea is to get them back in the home as soon as they can. We clean the mud out, then we'll cut the drywall. If they have drywall, we cut it up above the flood line.
Kentucky Baptist did that work in Texas, Illinois, and Nebraska recently, but now they're practically working in their backyards, helping their neighbors.
We have a church in Williamsburg. Some of our members are affected down there. So we're working, and then in Bell County, I know a lot of people, a lot of friends.
Damage assessments are still being done here in Whitley County. They still don't know the monetary loss that this community faced, but they say that it will reach the federal disaster threshold. They do tell me that more than 50 homes were either damaged or destroyed.
It gives us a sense of purpose, of belonging.
Tim Anders of Team Rubicon says he and other retired military veterans will be doing flood recovery work in Whitley County. That's where some say they saw the worst flooding in more than 40 years.
So we're going to be bringing in approximately 20 volunteers to start mucking out and helping people with the debris, cleaning out their homes.
People come up and tell you thanks and give you a hug, and it's worth it.
Hampton says the work they do will save the average homeowner thousands of dollars. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Members of both groups say their volunteers often bring their own equipment, pay their own way, and resort to sleeping on cots while in a disaster area. For those wanting to help flood victims, the Red Cross has a good opportunity this weekend. On Saturday, there will be a training for potential volunteers. That will take place at the First Presbyterian Church, located at 160 Broadway in Hazard, from 8:30 until 4:30. Anyone who wants to register needs to call 606-331-1097 by Wednesday. Lunch will be provided. Crews continue to assess the flood damage across the Cumberland Valley. Bell County Judge Executive Albie Brock says first responders and road crews have worked 12 to 14-hour days trying to keep the roads open during the last 2 weeks. Brock says based on the damage he has seen in other neighboring counties, he would be surprised if they do not make the federal threshold for assistance.
We're just starting to be able to do that. So it'll be a little bit, it'll probably be a week, 10 days before we come up with a firm, dollar number, but it's going to be big.
A continuing worry is possible rock and mudslides resulting from all the rain we've had recently.
Well, we saw those dry and sunny conditions earlier today. We're going to continue to see those nice conditions as we head into the hours tonight. You can see those nice conditions on the WYMT studio camera. Still quite a bit of sunshine here in Hazard. Not quite the case over into downtown Whitesburg. They're seeing a little bit more of that cloud cover as these clouds have started to come back in over the past couple of hours. So we're starting to see some mostly cloudy skies, and this cloud cover is going to continue to increase overnight, giving way to some overcast skies as we head into tomorrow on your Tuesday. But it has not kept these temperatures from warming up. I mean, you can see very warm temperatures throughout the region tonight in those lower 60s to upper 50s all around the mountains. And we're still seeing these nice southerly winds. You can see these sustained winds coming out of the southeast right now, and those are what's keeping us on the warmer side and what's going to help keep us on the warmer side as we head into tonight as well. You can see that here. Lows really only going to be dropping probably to about those upper 40s for overnight lows tonight. So definitely going to stay on the warmer side, and we look to stay dry throughout the night hours too. Probably not going to see those rain chances start up till those really early morning hours as we head into your Tuesday, but the rain tends to move out very quickly, and then we get a big cool down by Wednesday. I'll have more on that in just a bit. Steve?
All right, thank you, Brooke. Crews worked through the weekend to clean up what is left of part of a train that overturned in Pike County. One concern is that ethanol in the cars of the train would spill into the water, but as WYMT's Katie Cook reports, cleanup efforts are going smoothly.
Since Friday, workers removed all dangerous chemicals from tanker cars involved in the derailment, saying the water continues to remain clean. Once emptied, crews also removed the tankers themselves. But for one woman,
it's been stressful.
A work zone is now set up right outside her home with dozens of workers nearby.
We thought about bringing them all coffee, and I thought, I don't know if we'll be able to keep enough coffee for all the men. There's so many of them.
Although the construction is a bit of an inconvenience.
They got us in a room, but we can't constantly stay there. It's impactful. My kids go to school in Elkhorn. I'm having to keep my dogs in and out. It's hard to get in and out of here.
Collins understands that these people have a job to do.
And you don't want to complain because, of the situation, but it's been a mess.
3 engines are what is still left at the site, some of which carried 2 passengers.
Those men, I know that there was guardian angels with them that morning. They had to be in for them to make it. Had to be.
As cleanup continues, the community is still just thankful that no lives were lost. In Pike County, Katie Cook, WYMT Mountain News.
Amazing scene there. Officials say crews should have the engines removed by tomorrow. The roadway is expected to be repaired later this week. Well, we are still waiting on a court date for a man charged with murder in HARLAN County. Investigators arrested Richard Cody this past weekend in Tennessee. He'll be extradited back to Kentucky. Investigators say he used an old key to get into his estranged wife's home and killed Matthew Smith. Cody faces murder and wanton endangerment charges. A woman is back in Kentucky to face a reckless homicide charge after a fatal crash that happened in 2016. Roger Wilson died in that crash. Court records indicate Megan Felton was indicted in 2017, but was not booked in the Whitley County Detention Center until this weekend. Her indictment says she was driving recklessly when the crash happened. Court workers say she was extradited from Oregon. 4 people, including 2 from Columbus, Ohio, are charged with drug trafficking after a traffic stop. Deputies in Laurel County arrested Jason Frazier, Antonio Harlan, Patience Robinson, and India Hawk after a traffic stop Saturday. Frazier and Robinson are from Laurel County. Harlan and Hawk are from Columbus. Deputies smelled marijuana when they pulled the vehicle over and eventually found meth. All 4 are also charged with marijuana possession. Flu numbers have started to pick up once again here in the Commonwealth. The Kentucky Department of Public Health reports there's now more than 2,000 new flu cases. One, our own Paige Noel. Jefferson County leads the way with 1,645 new cases. Pike came in 3rd with Perry County at 6th. Health officials say at least 50 people have died this flu season. So far, there's been a total of 17,203 confirmed flu cases.
We have had deaths, and that's very unfortunate, and some of them possibly could have been prevented by flu vaccinations.
Health officials urge people to take extra precautions if sick, like staying home and washing your hands frequently. An exciting day for people in Floyd County as a community center officially opened. Check out the renovations. They laid down a new basketball floor, redid several of the rooms, and also added a new security system. You might remember this used to be the old Martin City Community Center that closed a few years back. And here's something you do not see every day. Pike County native Matt Atkins caught a glimpse of Air Force Two training at Bluegrass Airport. For about 30 minutes, he watched as the plane made touch-and-go passes. Airport officials tell us it was simply a practice and training exercise.
Well, rain chances move in by tomorrow, but they move out pretty quickly, and then we get a big cool down by the time we head into Wednesday. I'll tell you more about that.
But first, an act of kindness by a Johnson Central wrestler is going viral. We'll talk to him about it.